I've been fortunate in that I've like traveled a fair bit with fighting anyway. But typically when I fight abroad, I try and adjust my sleeping time zones. So I'll like be going to bed really early and then waking up at like 3 o'clock in the morning. Like when I went to Myanmar, I was getting up at like 3 a.m. in the morning, trying to wake myself up, changed all my eating times. I even wore, so apparently, I don't know if this is true, but you know, the blue light? So my body would like switch off sooner in the evening. You get these like orange glasses which block out any blue light, so you think it's the evening.
Oh
And when
no.
you're wearing the
Ah.
glasses, oh my God, I tell you, you feel like you're in Spain or like Bahamas or, you know, somewhere really nice. And then you see a picture of yourself and they're like normal glasses that are just neon, yet like neon orange. So you look like a bit of the Beatles. But you know, it's like all those little things where whether it's psychological or if it actually helps, that you know, they all help get you as best prepared as you can. And when you get to such elite a level, it's like once you've smashed out like nutrition, training, mentality, it's all those little like 1% differences that add up. So you do like say 3, and then it's a 3% increase, or you know 10 small changes, you've got a 10% increase, and that's what really counts when you get to the really elite level.
Wow. Wow. That's interesting. And of course, sleep is always important. You know, you're probably also doing that at lower levels too. I think that's probably one of the most underrated things is sleep.
Oh, absolutely. It's like, what else do you want to recover? And there's like all the supplements on the planet. But it's like, but are you actually sleeping enough? Like step one.
Yep. Yeah, man. And water too. The water loading when you try and like, you know, losing weight, you know, water is such a vital, and then when you're trying to cut weight too, you're trying to not have water. Like you're
Yeah.
75, 80% water, your body. Like people don't realize that when they're watching the sport.
Yeah. In fact, you know what? I remember reading a study somewhere once before, like the impacts of just like a little bit of dehydration. That if you're dehydrated by even like 5%, it has a 20% impact in performance. Like you see a 20% decrease. And I was like, wow, for just 5%. And like, well, yeah. And I was like, gee, I like constantly need to have a bottle of water in my hand.
Yeah. Wow.
Like that's huge. That was like super significant. I never expected that.
Wow. Do you think there's any time you've come in the fights and you were like, man, maybe I should drink a little bit more water?
Um, I don't know. Not looking back, but definitely looking forward. It's like this is a priority.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, that's really interesting. Yeah, people just don't realize that. The other thing I thought was really cool, and I saw your Instagram, and you're totally gonna have to educate me a bit because I really thought this was really interesting. It's gone now. It was in a
Okay.
story of yours. You said how cardio or getting women in the shape cardiovascularly was different. Like there was a line you had that women are not tiny men or something, right? So could you tell us about that a little bit?
Yeah, so I actually started working with some like boxing science guys down at one of the universities in the UK, and like they predominantly train like male boxing athletes, and their aerobic systems are just well, not completely different. Like there are some similarities, but like the underlying thing is that you know, even from a cardiovascular perspective, what women have to do versus what men have to do for that basis isn't actually the same all the time. So trying to create like a generic one or a generic model just for athletes isn't enough. Like it has to be more granular to like females and males, because it's not, you know, we don't just get like another version of a male plan. It's actually, it needs to be bespoke to females too. So I'm really big on all of that as well.